Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. So I'm joined here with Teresa Lynch, my residue hunter. We're looking into some things with The Wizard of Oz was a major Mandela effect with the broom. Also, we're going to be mentioning a few other ones. So to get started, here we go. Teresa, you there?
I'm here.
Hey everyone.
I'm here, Brian. Go ahead.
Let's see.
Remember, I can't see anything. So I'm just going by what you're saying.
Okay, so let me present my screen so that way you guys can see what's going on. Hi, Rena.
Okay. Hi, Rena. Yeah, this is where I'm at.
It's good to see everyone. All right, here we go.
Everyone.
So let's dive right in.
Thank you guys again, the ones that attended my birthday show last week. Brian, what day was it that you had my birthday show on?
I believe it was on. Wasn't it on Friday?
I think so. I knew Thursday was my birthday, and I was on Curister's show, and I remembered it on yours afterwards.
I don't know. I don't know. The weekend blows by so fast, but anyway. So this is a huge Mandela effect, and didn't you say you found this one, Teresa?
Yes, I did.
All right. So the Wicked Witch of the West. This is a photograph from Pinterest, which is taken directly from the movie. And as you can see, the Wicked Witch from the West now has 6 red rings, with at least 6 big red rings, and maybe a couple of other little red rings on the broom handle. And I don't remember it like that, guys. I definitely don't remember it like that. It was a standard witch's broom. What do you think? I'm anxious to hear from you guys in the chat. Yeah,
what do you guys remember? I don't remember the stripes either. When I saw that, I was like totally blown away. And I was like, no. So I'm just curious what you guys remember.
Yep, and Sarah G002, thank you, Sarah, for sending this one to me. This is a picture that she managed to grab directly from the movie of the Wicked Witch riding the broom. And if you notice, there are the red rings again.
Wow.
So it's not just it doesn't appear to be just in certain scenes. It appears to be throughout the movie.
Wow. Sounds like she was trying to reinvent her broom, maybe putting a little detail on it, like pimping her broom. You get it, Brian?
Yeah.
You pimp out your car. I guess she's trying to pimp out her broom.
It's remarkable. This Mandela effect has so many people are affected by it. So we actually did talk about this, okay, this past show. But I wanted to make a special video about it because this was so huge.
Yeah.
So the question is, okay, which of these brooms do you remember? Do you remember the one on the left, which is kind of more of a witch's broom, or the one in the middle with a little hook on it, or do you remember the one like this, like it is now? Only, red stripes. So, so yeah, let me flip over to this next one. Oh yeah, let me jump into the chat. See who's out there. Let's see who's there.
You want to give a call out?
Hi, Brody. Welcome, Brody. Hi, Mama Michelle.
Hi, Brody.
How are you guys doing tonight? All right, let's jump back in.
Thank you, Rena, for coming, too. I did have a great birthday, though, Brian. A great birthday last week. It was really good. Thank you again for having the show for me.
No problem. Did you get to go to Red Robin?
Yeah, I did get to go to Red Robin. I have pictures if you want to show it. I can send it to you.
Well, in case you guys don't know, since we're talking about red rings on the broom and Teresa's birthday with her red robin,
Yeah. Kind of weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Red Robin does give away free food on your birthday. All you have to do is register.
You get a free burger. They give you a large selection of burgers, and you get what they call bottomless fries. Like, you can eat as many fries as you want. But let me make a little suggestion. Don't take your fries with you. And I'll tell you why. Because when I took mine home and I tried to heat them up, they tasted nasty. So
yeah,
eat your fries there. Trust me. And if you don't want to get French fries and you want to get something else, get onion rings. I've taken onion rings home before, and they still taste good reheated. If you must, but you'll have to pay like $1 upcharge. Like, in other words, even though your meal will be free, you'll still have to pay that little dollar for your onion rings. And if you buy a drink, of course, you're going to pay like a little over $3 for your drink, which is what I ended up spending, and a tip for my waitress. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed myself, Ryan.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Teresa.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm looking on at some of these other photographs, actually, of looks like some 3D ceramics or dolls.
Yeah.
And all of these look like normal brooms without the rings.
No way.
Yeah, and they were supposedly taken or adapted from the Wizard of Oz film.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and there's one down here of the witch saying, "I'm melting." Can you do that scene, Teresa, where she's melting? Can you do that?
I don't know the whole scene.
I'm melting. Oh, what a world!
I used to know the scene.
I don't know.
But I do know another part from the movie. Can I do it?
Sure.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too, Toto.
Dang, that sounded kind of a creepy laugh. That was pretty good.
Thank you. That's my favorite scene.
I can't even. I could try it.
Speaking of that,
get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. I can't do it.
You want to know something interesting about today's date?
What's up?
If the dog was still alive, which of course he's not, the dog's name is Terry. That's the real name of the dog. Today's his birthday. Toto's birthday. If he was alive, but I doubt.
There you go.
Look it up.
There you go.
The dog's, Yep, the dog's birthday's today, and the name of the dog's name is Terry.
Wait.
Terry. Yeah, go ahead and look it up. You'll find
hang on a second.
about it.
Hang on a second, because I remembered seeing this the other day. I remember we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yes, Sandy found that one. Do you want to talk about it?
Wait, hold on. When did she find it? Because I swear I just found this one.
She found it the other day.
That is crazy. I was just thinking about this quote. Yeah. So Sandy found this one.
Go ahead and read it. Go ahead and show it if you want.
Sandy found this one. Okay, so fill in the blanks, but fear itself, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah.
We have nothing to fear except fear itself. I remember
you're supposed to give them a choice. It's like a chart there. You need to make see what they remember.
Okay, so which one is it?
You already gave it away.
I didn't say it all the way, did I?
You might have, but yeah, give them a selection.
Okay, how do you guys remember the Franklin Delano quote? Something about fear. We have something about fear and itself. I'll show the broom. I'm going to show the broom one more time.
Okay. All right.
For those of you that are just now joining us, I'm sorry for the there may be a slight delay or something.
Yeah.
But here you go. That's how the broom looks now from the Wizard of Oz. And that has definitely changed for me. That is definitely an Emmy. 100%. Bona fide.
Never strikes, Brian.
And Teresa Lynch found this one.
Yes, thank you. Along with those other
Okay,
two
so
effects.
hang on. So Stringer Chick, thank you for answering that question. She says here, the only thing to fear is fear itself.
Oh, wow.
That's what she remembers.
Oh.
I remember we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
I'm with you, Brian.
So now the quote is, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That is so crazy. And, you know, something else changed. Wasn't it Franklin Delano Roosevelt who said, didn't he say the day of infamy?
Yeah, what does this say now? You want to look it up?
Well, now it's the date of infamy. DATE. So that's another ME.
Is that the one you found? Didn't you find that one?
I didn't find that one. Some other channel found it, but I know I posted it. We have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah.
See, that's what it was.
I know.
And there's mugs that say we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
There's so much for us to do, Brian.
Now on this T-shirt, I don't know if Sandy realizes it, but the T-shirt changed. Her residue changed because it says there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Oh no.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Hmm.
That is so crazy. Me and her must have found it at the same time.
I think so.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself. See that? I like that cool comic. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Quite a bit of residue out there.
Oh yeah. This one is very trippy for a lot of people.
What does that say?
I don't know. I can't see that, Brian.
I don't know. I can't really see that letter, but the best residue confirms we have nothing to fear but fear itself. I'm trying to see where it says it. Anyway, this is residue for it. I'm just trying to see where it says, but evidently Sandy put all this together. So thank you, Sandy, for taking the time.
Sandy works. I just want to let everybody know Sandy works very hard and hours putting these graphics together. You would not. I know a lot of you guys don't see what goes on behind the scenes of the shows. You know, you see when you come to the shows, you just see everything that's presented, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Sandy and I are on the phone pretty much every night for hours. Between her and I, we're hunting residues. Sometimes it's hard to find residues. There's times we'll spend an hour or 2 hours just looking for one piece of residue if it exists. Sandy spends hours for graphics, getting all these done. And if she happens to come back and listen to the show, I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart. She puts so much work into all this. And that's why it's important that you guys know who finds these effects and how much they mean finding these, because there's a lot of work, like I said, that goes in behind this. And Brian knows. Brian knows. I started out with Brian back in 2016 of December, which is actually coming up. Brian, can you believe it's been 4 years since I've known you?
I can't believe that. That's awesome.
I met Brian when I woke up in December 2016. I discovered that my Skechers shoes no longer had the T in them. And I couldn't figure out what happened. I was like freaking out. I'm like, what is going on? There's no way things could be changing like this. And I started looking on Facebook, finding out that there's Mandela groups. And I'm like, what in the heck is a Mandela? And the more I looked into it, the more I found out I wasn't alone in this, the Mandela effect. And I met Brian in Facebook, and we became friends, and he told me about his channel and asked me if I'd like to come on and hunt residue. And hunting residue for me, Brian, just came so naturally.
Well, yeah, we have a question, Teresa. We have a question from Stringer. Stringer Chick wants to know: anyone have a theory for how residue works or happens?
Ew. Well, I think what happens sometimes is that we have, I think, timelines emerging. And I think that's why we're able to find residue. I think it's like a little bit of it seeps through from another timeline. And that's why we're able to find residue. Because you have the overlapping of the current timeline, which is the current timeline, say, for example, Fruit Loops. And then you have the FRUIT from another timeline leaking over. And I think somehow they're overlapping each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Why is it you can see both? Yeah, you'd have to have.
And if you find residue, then you know that it had to exist somewhere. Another timeline, and the timeline's here. I think there's multiple timelines going on. At least Sandy seems to think there might be 3 or 4.
The parallel worlds theory. Yeah, I understand. Science can basically prove that parallel worlds exist.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear something
where this fits into the bigger picture, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Do you know when I did wake up, I've noticed over the last few years since I woke up that I'm not the same person. I can recognize myself. I know, this is going to sound weird, I'm not me. I know this isn't me because I know what my likes and my dislikes are, and there's no way that could have changed. And
yeah,
I feel different. My body, I feel different. I know, even though I know deep down my soul, I know I'm still me, but this body is not mine.
Well, I remember my older self not having allergies, and now I have all these allergies.
You want to hear a funny thing?
What's that?
Before I woke up, I had full-blown asthma. One day it just disappeared. I was on an inhaler. I literally carried it around with me in my purse. Do you know I haven't had an asthma attack in over 4 years? Seriously. Not one asthma attack. It disappeared completely. And I was dependent on an inhaler. You tell me that's not a miracle. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's funny how things change like that, you know.
So that's a good thing. I wouldn't want to go back to my asthma attacks. Those things aren't cheap. They're like $40 even with my insurance.
So in some cases, it's almost like some people are getting an upgrade.
I got an upgrade. I know I did.
Well, that's just theory, okay? It's hard. It's yet to be proven.
Well, I do know that Brian, I do know that I sleep less. I used to go to bed every night around 8 o'clock, 8:30. Do you know I can't even go to bed till at least 10 or 11 o'clock at night? My body.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. My taste. Here's another weird thing I want to ask. I want to ask the chat this.
Okay,
Brian. Have you noticed that food tastes differently? It doesn't taste as good as I remember it. It tastes bland. Like it doesn't have, like there's flavoring missing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Things don't taste as, what's the word I'm looking for? Strong or out there. Like when you eat a steak, I haven't been able to eat good food in the last 3 or 4 years. It's like my taste buds changed. My smell has changed. The air feels heavier. It doesn't feel like the normal air outside. It feels like thicker. And it feels like we're in a whole completely different environment, which I think might be affecting the food and affecting the smelling and everything around you.
Well, maybe that's where this Mandela, I mean, not the Mandela effect, maybe that's where the coronavirus is, maybe because our bodies aren't meant to handle this new virus.
And maybe that's why we got the upgrade.
I don't know. Maybe,
so that we can handle this virus. That's it, Brian. All these body changes that we had in the last 4 or 5 years was getting us prepared for this coronavirus. Bingo.
Possibly. Well, that's a theory. That's a theory. So listen, the Last Dragon says here, listen, 2012 was a leap year. 2020 is a leap year. We're jumping through timelines. That's funny.
Yeah.
So
there's another fact.
Helen, hang on. I'm going to finish up Teresa on the other one we were talking about.
Go ahead.
But I wanted to point out that Helen says my asthma disappeared too when I woke up. I had inhalers, the strong ones.
Helen Gazer?
Helen Skygazer, yeah. She said that.
Oh, welcome. Yes, same thing for me. I think it's a miracle. I mean, maybe it is a good thing. Sometimes positive things come out of the Mandela effect. It's not all negative.
Right.
There's a lot of positive. I'm a completely different person. I'm not the same person I was before. I'm actually a better person now. Little things matter.
Yes, same here.
Yeah. We're more spiritual, we're more awake. And I think that's why we were given this Mandela effect, is because they knew we could handle it. The people who aren't awake cannot handle, the people who are asleep to this effect cannot handle the shockness, I'm going to say shockness, of all the changes and the residue and all the things that go along with it. I don't think some people can handle this. And that's why we were chosen, because we can handle this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
On the positive side, Scrappy Dappy Doo says peanut butter M&Ms taste even better now. Or taste even better.
Actually, I can agree with him on that. They do taste, they're my favorite. They're my favorite, Scrappy.
Life Dweller says, in grade school, I used to suck in my belly and run my fingers over the bottom ribs that would stick out, and now they're all fused together.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. You want to show a picture of Brian, what the ribs look like now?
You don't want to look at my ribs. There's too much meat on them.
Not you. I mean, on the computer.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of body changes, Brian, can I send you something real quick? Did they ever talk about the holes in the face? Because there's too many of them.
Well, there's 6 holes in the skull that were never there before, and now they're there.
On our face?
Yes, in the skull.
Oh my God! There are like 2 at the bottom.
Two at the top.
And 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
weird.
God, it looks. Yeah, let me send you some because it's.
But there is a man's excuse for that. Because the man's excuse is that without those holes in the skull, you wouldn't have sensation in your lips. So I guess when you're kissing somebody, you're getting those emotions running through your body because of those nerves. That's their explanation for those 6 holes. Anyways,
look at this, Brian. It was funny that you were talking
Love Troll,
about
welcome, Love Troll. Hey, Lord Frybread. Sorry, Teresa. Go ahead.
Welcome, everyone. Look, see what I sent you? This is really. I was looking at this today. I'm like, where are all these holes coming from? And then our nasal looks really weird. It looks like it might have changed again. Look at our nasal bone. It's like flat. See the pictures I sent you? Look in your PM messaging.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures now.
Do you see any changes? Anything that pops out to you?
Other than the 6 holes?
Yeah, anything look off to you? I'm just curious. Look at do you think it looks the same?
Yeah, and just so you know, they're called foramen.
I don't remember ever having holes in my face. You know?
Yeah, you got 1, 2, and then 2 in the middle in the cheeks right here.
Yeah, and
the
of
2
course
at the
you have the
top.
bone. And of course, for most of you guys already know this, but the bone in the back of the eyes, I don't remember them being there. And that's an old effect in case we have any new people in the chat. Yeah, now it's got a bone in the back.
Yep.
Which don't make no sense. See,
Yep.
here's a side view. You see the side view of the skull? What is that thing sticking out? See it sticking out?
It looks like a stinger. But listen, Teresa, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up talking about the Roosevelt speech. Now this is the nail in the coffin right here, because somebody went to see the speech. Okay,
Sandy found that.
Yes, Sandy found this one. It says here, I had a fine seat close to the platform on the Capitol steps, and I heard Roosevelt deliver his famous speech, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." That's what it says right there. We have nothing to fear but fear itself.
The person was actually sitting there, and they were there when the speech was going on. I don't know how much better residue that can get. Sandy found that. She was so excited.
That's a good find. That is a super good find.
Excited. Yeah, that was an awesome find. Very awesome find, Sandy.
Yep, and the last one, hang on. I'm trying to think. The last one I wanted to go over real quick was the woodpecker. We mentioned this on the show as well. Do you guys remember this woodpecker? It's an acorn woodpecker. This thing, you want to explain what it does, Teresa?
Well, I can't read it though. But the bird, what he does is he stores acorns for the winter. So he makes these perfect holes to put the acorns in. But a lot of people don't remember woodpeckers ever doing this, which is why when I was looking at this in a tree group, it had to do with all different kind of trees, and that's how I found this effect. I was like, what the heck? I don't remember woodpeckers ever having acorns in a holes. They did make holes, but they never had like acorns in it. Now all of a sudden they're storing acorns in holes. Right. Up and down the trees. I mean, you can see that.
I'm trying to remember if acorns are deciduous or coniferous. Where they grow, and they typically, you see acorns in, pretty much everywhere you go, and I'm sure some of us would have seen this before, but this is totally new.
I was tripping. I was like Sandy. Because I posted it in the group, and then Sandy's like, "Why did you post that in the group?" And I'm like, "I didn't know it was a Mandela effect." And then she's like, "We're going to cover this on Kirsten's show and Brian's show." And I'm like, "Okay, I want to show it on my birthday part, my birthday shows." And that's what I did. Is these were covered on both of the shows, and I was tripping out, like really tripping. And Sandy found more effects off of it. You want to explain them, Brian? The effects she found off of mine? Go ahead.
I don't know which ones did she find from yours?
Sandy found, show the CDs. You see the CDs?
Wait, what CDs?
CDs, like music disc.
Oh, see, hang on. Can I finish the woodpecker pictures?
Yeah, but that's the second part of it, but go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. It reminds, the woodpecker that plants acorns in the tree reminds me of those. We have bats that pollinate flowers. No lie, there are bats that pollinate flowers in this reality.
Wow,
that drives me bonkers here. Man, you guys see that? They're woodpeckers are putting acorns in the tree holes.
I know, it freaked me out. I'm looking at it, and I'm like in the tree group, the weird tree group, and I'm like, no, and I'm like shaking my head at it. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah. Now I know what you're saying with the CDs. I see it now.
Go ahead, explain it. Go ahead, Sandy. So Sandy, after I found my effect, Sandy found more to do with the woodpeckers. And Brian, you want to explain what Sandy found? Which is considered.
She found that by hanging CDs on your tree, you can scare off woodpeckers.
Yeah. The reflection.
Yeah, the reflection, I guess it scares them off.
Yeah, I think it like freaks them out or something, or disorients them or something like that.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. That's pretty, and it's funny, you know what I mean? It's pretty weird looking, yeah. And also show the different patterns.
Well, the weird thing is, Stringer Chick says they don't even eat acorns.
That's what don't make sense. Exactly. It shouldn't even. That's just tripping me out about it. That's why when I found it, I was like, "What? No way!" It was like tripping out.
Hey, propagate this light. Hey, life dweller, welcome. Mandela Effect,
Hey,
Quantum
welcome,
Stuff,
everyone.
Texas. Danny, hey, Danny. Love Troll says because they don't have CD players, I'd be scared too. Love Troll, that's funny. Anyway, so to sum everything up, there were 3 huge changes that we noticed this week, and I just had to make a separate video for them. We had you want to go over it, Teresa?
But which one? I'm sorry.
Well, the three effects that we covered tonight. We talked about the witch's broom, the Wicked Witch from the West. Her broom handle now has like 6 or 8 red rings on there.
Yeah, we covered that.
And we talked about FDR and
The
his
speech.
we have nothing to fear but fear itself speech has changed.
Right. And then we just now spoke about the acorns and the trees for the woodpeckers, and then also the CDs, the reflection that scares off. I guess this scares himself when they see it in the reflection. But also the woodpeckers are also, they've been making a lot of weird patterns too. Sandy saw that, some really weird patterns. Do you want to go on to another fact? You see anything in there?
Hang on one second.
I can't see what you're looking at, so that's why I'm letting you go in there. There's lots of stuff in there. Just scroll down.
Okay, so Life Dweller wants to know. Hang on, Life Dweller wants to know what FDR says now. So FDR says, what does he say? I forgot what he says now. FDR. Okay. Okay, so he says, only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
And there was never an only, right? No?
No, it should be we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yep, exactly, Brian. And Sandy had found tons of residue that you showed earlier.
Yep. So that about sums it up, you guys. Again, thank you for coming on tonight. Such short notice. We'll be back on again later in the week.
Definitely.
Probably like around Thursday or Friday.
We'll do a longer show this time.
Yeah. What show are you going to be on, Teresa, so they can catch you on the other show?
I'm not sure which day it's going to be, but I'm going to be on Curious and Curiouser show with hopefully Sandy. She should be on there with me. But I haven't confirmed a day yet. But once I do, I will post it on my group. Brian, would you like to talk about the name of my group for anybody who is not a member?
Yes. The name of the group is. It's.
Don't mess up now.
No, hang on. I'm trying to do. It's a Mandela Effect. No, Mandela Reality Residue Hunters, right?
Yeah, and if you do apply, please make sure, this is important, make sure you answer all the questions. So basically just asking you about your top 3 effects and how you found it. And you can just say Brian show and then how long you've been awake. it's important that we know that you are affected, because we had a couple things happen in the last months ago where people were coming in and they weren't even affected, and it really was huge catastrophe, and it took a while. But yeah, I would love it for anybody who's affected to please join the group, and you're welcome to share residues, old effects, new effects, and it's a great group. And I'm almost up to 2,300, Brian.
Yeah, about 2,300.
And this next year, coming up in May 4th, will be 3 years for my group. And I love all my members. They're really awesome. And Brian, you're welcome to also post in there as well, because you never do. You gotta be some posting.
I know. I work hard trying to.
Brian, you're
take
gonna
care
put
of my
the
family.
link. Will you put the link in the chat of my group? Can you put a link down there?
Yeah, let me put a link in there.
Yeah, Brian's gonna put a link to my group, but again, make sure you answer the questions. Please, it's very important, or you will get declined. It is a private group, so you don't have to worry about the public seeing this. It is private. Everything in there is private.
Mandela.
And I have it that way on purpose.
It's Mandela Reality Residue Hunters.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So
you can show
plural.
a screenshot up if you want to. You can show it.
Okay, just make sure that if you post something, make sure to give credit where you found it from. Okay, because everybody works hard at trying to find residue, and because it's not always easy as you think.
One of the things that's kind of a no-no in my group is we can't talk about COVID, because Facebook is really getting very strict about the whole COVID thing, so we cannot talk about COVID. That's like a huge no-no. And politics are kind of on the same level, because you know how politics is one of the things you really don't want to bring up, because everybody's got their own, especially now with their own opinions going on. So kind of shy away from any COVID posting, because they will get deleted, and any politics, of course, also. Thank you.
No problem. I just read a post here from one of you guys here in the chat, or comment, I should say, here, and it said something about Jack Skellington is apparently in James and the Giant Peach.
What?
Crazy. And I'm looking at, apparently he was also in Beetlejuice.
I didn't know that.
Let's see if you guys if you remember what was on top of Beetlejuice's head. Do you guys remember this little Jack Skellington on there? I don't.
I think he got a green hair, or weird color green.
On the back, the circus merry-go-round, I guess he had on his head.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let me see. Beetlejuice.
Don't say it 3 times, Brian.
I'm not going to say it again.
Don't want to have him come in.
I want to see this for myself. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
What happened?
I do not remember that. On the top of Beetlejuice's circus hat.
Yeah.
The merry-go-round hat, you see Jack Skellington right there.
You're going to have to show me a picture. Can you post that in my group, Brian? Do you mind?
Yeah. Who said that now? It was
Look, make sure you give them credit.
Blue Pac-Man 13.
Okay, okay. Make sure you give them credit if you post
I will.
it, okay?
I will.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Helen Skygazer says that wasn't there. The Jack Skellington wasn't there.
I want to see a picture of this, Brian.
I'll send you a picture after the show, okay, Teresa?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, everybody have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you, guys. Sorry,
guys, stay safe out there with the virus going around. Just if you have to go somewhere, try not to hang around too long. just be safe.
Stay safe.
Love you all.
It's increasing.
Have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless.
God bless. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.